Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Tuesday, 3rd of September 2024. From the history point of view, on 3rd of September in Indian history is celebrated as the birth anniversary of the following personalities, including Uttam Kumar, 3rd September 1926 up to 24 July 1980, widely known as Mahanayak, was an Indian film actor, producer, director, screenwriter, writer, composer, and a singer who predominantly worked in the Bengali cinema. Starting the newspaper analysis with the newspaper The Hindu states that heavy rains wreak havoc in Telangana, Andhra Pradesh. In a meteorological department warns on heavy showers in parts of the Gujarat and Himachal. Workers remove a fallen tree brought down by strong winds and rains at Lakdi Kapul in Hyderabad on September 1st, 2024. At least 16 people died in a rain-related incidents in Telangana, with the state government estimating the damage at 5,000 crore. Indian Meteorological Department has forecast a heavy to very heavy rain in isolated places in Chota Udeipur, Narmada and Surat districts till September 4. The incessant rains and subsequent floods in Andhra Pradesh, particularly in Vijayawada, is the biggest disaster in the state. Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu witnessed in his political career, saying that he will request the central government to declare the flood in the state as a national calamity. Use of regional languages in high courts remains limited. Out of India's 25 high courts, only 4 Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar are allowed to use Hindi in their proceedings and legal documents. In a growing movement to make justice more accessible, lawyers and legal experts are increasingly advocating for the use of the regional languages in High Court proceeding where English remains the official language. Out of India's 25 high courts, only 4 Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar are allowed to use Hindi in their proceedings and legal documents. Remarkably, Bihar was the last court to receive authorization to use Hindi way back in 1972. 3 injured in second drone attack in Manipur. Persons from the Manipur police. Security forces are combing the areas bordering the Impal West and Kangpokpi districts since Sunday repulsed the attack at Sanjam Chirang, said the Manipur police. 3 people were injured in a bomb attack using the drones in Sanjam Chirang, meaning Lekai, a village in Manipur's Impal West district on Monday, September 2nd, 2024, said a police. The village is near the district's border with the hilly Kangpokpi district, not far from the Kotruk area, where extremist groups killed 2 people and injured 9 others in a gun and bomb attack on Sunday. Statement issued by Manipur police said security forces coming the areas bordering the Impal West and Kangpokpi district since Sunday repulsed the attack at Sanjam Chirag. Dealings at the China-Africa Forum that India must track. African countries are increasingly taking greater ownership of their strategic thinking. The stance of American leaders at the FOCAC meet in Beijing could guide India in developing its own partnership with the continent. The 9th edition of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation (FOCAC) is to take place from the September 4 to 6, 2024 in Beijing. The event comes at a time when African nations are facing multiple issues such as high inflation, currency depreciation, a heavy debt burden, unconstitutional military takeovers, and geopolitical challenges such as the Israel, Hamas, and Russia-Ukraine wars and attacks by Houthi rebels on commercial shipping in this Mediterranean Sea. Moreover, as the sense of summit fatigue has seeped into the mindset of the African leaders following the multiple recent Africa Plus One summits with Turkey, Russia, South Korea, and the United States Africa Leaders Summit, rather than having 54 leaders attend, following the Banjul format of 15 countries plus the African Union Commission (AOC) is more prudent. The Disaster Management Amendment Bill is naughty. The conservation should not revolve around whether the center or state is responsible for the loss of lives in Wayan and Kerala, but what is it that can be done to manage disasters and predict their future occurrence? On August 1st, 2024, the central government introduced the Disaster Management Amendment Bill in the Lok Sabha, brought in the wake of the climate-induced disasters. The bill shows much evidence of further centralization of an already heavily centralized Disaster Management Act 2005. This act, in its current form, already mandates the creation of many authorities and committees at the national, state, and district levels. The proposed bill further provides statutory status to pre-act organizations such as the National Crisis Management Committee and High-Level Committee, complicating the chain of the action to be followed in the case of disasters. A repercussion of this top-down approach is the scene when there is a delayed response to disasters antithetical to the intent and purpose of the act. Hence, the Times also states that Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visitors to Brunei, Singapore, begin today. What is on agenda? Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Brunei and Singapore beginning Tuesday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be on official visits to Brunei and Singapore from Tuesday, September 3. Prime Minister Narendra Modi visit Brunei on September 3 to 4 at the invitation of the Sultan Haji Hassan Al Bolkiah to further strengthen the bilateral cooperation in existing sectors. It is the first bilateral visit by an Indian Prime Minister to the country. It marks 40 years since the establishment of diplomatic relations between India and Brunei. What is on the agenda? On Modi's Brunei visit, Ministry of External Affairs Secretary East Jaideep Muzamdar said the Prime Minister will hold bilateral discussions on all aspects of relations and cooperation with Brunei. As you know, we share a very warm and friendly relationship with Brunei, and our engagements cover multiple areas such as defense, trade and investment, energy, space and technology, health, capacity building, culture and vibrant people-to-people exchanges. And I quoted Muzamdar as saying, the Indian diaspora in Brunei is about 14,000 and they comprise a substantial number of the doctors and teachers in Brunei who have earned goodwill and respect for their contributions to Brunei economy and society. He added, the Ministry of External Affairs official added that Brunei is an important partner of India's Act East policy and the vision for the Indo-Pacific. As we mark a decade of our Act East policy this year, the visit assumes additional significance. Brunei has been our country coordinator in the ASEAN from 2012 to 2015 and played a key role in our further engagement with the ASEAN and continues to do so today. The Ministry of External Affairs officially added self-defense training in hospitals post-Rajikar incident. The training takes place every day, August 27 to September 3, in two batches between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m., with a batch lasting for up to an hour and a half. Around 70 female staffers participated in the training session in a self-defense at Fortis Hospital, Shalimar Bagh on Monday, where they were taught techniques they can deploy to fend off attackers. The hospital, along with the Delhi police, is organizing a 7-day training session that offers its female employees essential self-defense skills, keeping in mind the brutal rape and murder of a female resident doctor in Calcutta's Rajikar Hospital. Now, going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, SEBI chairperson corrupt Z Subhash Chandra baseless allegations, says a SEBI official. Z Group founder Subhash Chandra alleged that he was approached by a person named Manjit Singh on February 17, 2024. Hours after the Congress party made allegations against the Securities and Exchange Board of India's SEBI chairperson Madhubai Puri Bach, Z Group founder Subhash Chandra on Monday alleged that the Bach is corrupt and her income should be investigated by investigating agencies. Z Group founder Subhash Chandra and SEBI chairperson Madhubai Puri Bach. Investors sell 54% of shares allotted in an IPO in a week from listing, SEBI study. Non-institutional investors (NIIs) sold 63.3% shares by value, while retail investors sold 42.7% shares by value, the study said, indicating the flipping behavior of the investors. About 54% of IPO initial public offering shares in value terms allotted into investors, excluding anchor investors, were sold within a week from listing, according to Security and Exchange Board of India (SEBI) study. Individual investors sold 50.2% of shares in value terms allotted to them within a week from listing, the regulator said. Due diligence required of exchange merchant bankers on SME IPOs is missing, SEBI whole-time member. During the last decade, more than rupees 14,000 crore has been raised from the platform, of which around 6,000 crore was raised during financial year 2024. His statement comes at a listing of SMEs on National Stock Exchange and Building Stock Exchange have been witnessing irrational exuberance, with the number of these IPOs getting oversubscribed by 500 and 700 times. Amid concerns over the manipulations in initial public offerings, IPOs of small and medium enterprises, Security and Exchange Board of India whole-time member Ashwini Bhatia on Monday said that due to a diligence required of stock exchange and merchant bankers for such IPOs is possibly missing. His statement comes as listing of SMEs on National Stock Exchange and Building Stock Exchange have been witnessing her irrational exuberance, with the number of these IPOs getting oversubscribed by 500 and 700 times. We should learn to say no. Perhaps this is one of the things that has not been done very often, and what we have seen in the recent past in the fact that the checks and balances are simply not there. Nobody is actually saying no to this SME applicants, but yes, said at the CII Financing 3.0 Summit, maybe the diligence that is required of the chartered accounts, CAs, merchant bankers, and exchanges is possibly missing, and they need to do some hard work on there, he said. Now going towards the world news, including Netanyahu resists a ceasefire despite protesters and pressure from United States. United States presidential race become close. Kamala Harris maintains narrow lead over Trump poll. FAA reports flight delays at Newark airport due to the radar outage. 5 people shot at New York's West Indian American Day Parade. Police Democratic Vice President candidate Tim Walz hurt after vehicles in motorcade crash. Tiger attacks animal handler at Australia's Dreamworld amusement park. Now going towards science attack, we have 2 artificial intelligence agents foretell the next wave of autonomy or reliability analysis. The next generation artificial intelligence assistants are called AI agents and are set to surpass their predecessors in ability as well as efficiency. These agents can perform multiple functions as users' agents or autonomously, that is, without instructions or user intervention. Assistants based on artificial intelligence AI such as Apple's Siri and Amazon's Alexa have been around for more than a decade. An artificial intelligence assistant can be defined in many ways. According to an April 2024 report, Google DeepMind defines an artificial intelligence assistant as an artificial agent with a natural language interface, the function of which is to plan and execute sequences of actions on the user's behalf across one or more domains and align with the user's expectations. Could Quack explain why gold nuggets are found in quartz veins? A nugget of gold on a public display at the Carnegie Museum of Natural History, Pittsburgh, United States, November 17, 2012. Researchers have been wondering why most gold nuggets mined in human history were found in organic quartz veins. Sometimes a scientific study comes along that reminds us not all the natural mysteries of this world demand highly specialized knowledge or $1 million experiments to solve. Instead, they reveal something new by using ideas we were familiar with by high school. Doing this science in this day and age is still limited by access to specific instruments and locations, and of course, time. Not everyone can do it, but that shouldn't stop us from being wowed by it. United States requests trade dispute consultations with Canada over new digital service tax. In Ottawa, and Canadian government officials said the United States move was not concerning or a surprise. The United States has requested trade dispute settlement consultations with Canada over its new digital service taxes. The Biden administration said on Friday. The United States has requested trade dispute settlement consultation with Canada over its new digital service tax. The Biden administration said on Friday, adding that the discriminatory tax appears inconsistent with Canada's North American trade deal obligations. The United States Trade Representative's office said in a statement that it will work with Canada to resolve United States concerns over the new tax injected in June month through the consultations. But if an agreement cannot be reached after 75 days, it may request a dispute settlement panel under the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement on Trade (USMCA). Hewlett-Packard won't drop its United Kingdom claim against the tech mogul Mike Lynch, who died when his yacht sank. Hewlett-Packard Enterprises says it won't drop its United Kingdom claim for damages against the estate of British tech mogul Mike Lynch. Hewlett-Packard Enterprises said Monday it won't drop its United Kingdom claim for the damage against the estate of British tech mogul like Lynch, who was killed when this super yacht sank last month. Britain's High Court in 2022 ruled mostly in favor of the United States technology company, which accused Lynch and his former finance director of fraud over its $11 billion takeover of his software company's autonomy. Hewlett-Packard is seeking up to $4 billion in damages, and the judge is expected to issue a decision on the final sum soon. At last, there's a famous quotation said by Dr. Muhammad Iqbal, whose full name was Allama Iqbal. Birth anniversary 9th of November 1877 up to 21 of April 1938, was a South Asian Islamic philosopher, poet, and a politician. His poetry is considered to be among the greatest of the 20th century, and his vision of the cultural and political ideal for the Muslim of the British Rule India is widely regarded as having animated the impulse for the Pakistan movement. He is commonly referred to as the honorific Allama, and widely considered one of the most important and influential Muslim thinkers and Western religious philosopher of the 20th century. In August 1947, 9 years after the Allama Iqbal's death, the partition of India gave way to the establishment of Pakistan, a newly independent Islamic state in which Iqbal was honored as the national poet. He is also known as the Pakistani society as a Hakimul Ummah, the wise man of the Ummah, and as a Mufakkir of Pakistan, the thinker of Pakistan. The anniversary of his birth, Yom Wiladat Muhammad Iqbal, 9 November, is observed as the public holiday in Pakistan. Allama Iqbal says a very famous quotation. He says that be aware of your own worth, use all of your power to achieve it. Create an ocean from a dewdrop. Do not beg for light from the moon. Obtain it from the spark within you. Okay, thank you.